Hey everybody, Joe here from JO Builds. Today, as you can see, I'm at work here at the fire station and finished up all my duties. So after we do that, we kind of have our own free time to do what we want with. I know everybody thinks that we just sit around and watch TV, play video games all day, but we like to either learn something or fix something. So today I'm out here working on my own personal tool, which is, I like the sledgehammer. As you can see, I'm working on that. So we have a ton of tools on the rig. Here. We have another sledgehammer here, different tools. And everybody on the engine is basically assigned an axe. These are the axes, so if you don't have your own personal tool, this is what you usually carry. I find this not very useful for me. Not really gonna chop anything, not really gonna stick anything. Plus, as you can see, it's a 36-inch handle, so when I hold it on my axe belt, I mean, it's way down here, it hits me in the ankles, trips me, especially being an engine guy. I'm usually on the nozzle, I stopped carrying this a little while ago. After a fire, I pulled the hose line to the back of the house. At the back of the house, fire was coming out the windows, coming out the doorway. I knelt down while I was waiting for water to put on my mask. The axe started to pop up, was about halfway through. As I started to fight the fire, I ended up just pulling the axe out and throwing it in the bushes, which is where it sat for the rest of that fire. So after that, I stopped carrying that. I did pick up this instead. It's a little demolition tool. So I do have a little tool whenever I'm on the hose line. It's got a little hammer here. It's got some prying sides. That way I do still have a tool in case I need to rescue myself. I have something. And then if I'm not on the hose line, I'm working on this, then I'll carry my own sledgehammer. I figure this helps me. Somebody usually has the Halligan, so it'll help get through doorways, but with the sledgehammer, I can smash a door open pretty easily. Also, I can smash walls or whatever I need to. So I had this sledgehammer I actually got from my grandfather before he passed away. I ended up breaking the handle for this on just a job I was working on with a buddy. So I picked up another sledgehammer for at home, so I figured this would be perfect for my work tool. So what I did was I bought the handle. It was still a 36-inch handle, so what I did was cut it, and then I routed the edge so it's nice and smooth again. And then, as you can see, I put it back, started putting it back together. I haven't finished putting the wedge in, but I gotta do that. And then what I'm also gonna do is do a paracord handle on it. So that's what I'm working on here. That's what you'll see the rest of this. We'll finish that up today. Alright, so like I said, we're gonna finish this up. First thing, well, if you've never done this before, what you do, obviously, buy a handle, make sure this is all cleared out. Put it on. Once you put this on, the funny thing is, you actually want to turn it upside down and then have like something like a hammer, and then you'll hit it from here, and it will actually make the head of this drop down and sit where it needs to. I obviously don't understand physics like I should, so I don't understand how that works, but it works. So next thing I did was put the wedge in. It was actually pretty tight, so what I had to do was cut a little bit into it so I can get that wedge in there, and then start hitting it in. So I just finished hitting it in nice and hard, nice and deep. That's all set, that's all nice and deep. It's in there, everything's spread out, it's all tight. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna move this over here to the table, and then we're gonna cut this off nice and flat. And then there's another metal wedge that you'll pound in so this doesn't come out. And then, like I said, paracord handle, we'll get to that. So we're just cutting the top flush. You can use, I have this saw here I'm using, you can use a normal handsaw, you can use a hacksaw, anything you usually use to cut. So I got the wedge set. So now I'm just going to pound that in. That just keeps everything from coming out, anything loosening up. So that make sure that's nice and tight, nice and deep in there. And now I'm gonna got my paracord here, I'm gonna do the handle. So we're gonna start on the paracord wrap. What I'm doing is just basic wrap. So what I'm gonna do is start this section. I want it about that long. So I'll take my end here, I'm gonna fold it over. Have a little loop here at the bottom. Come up here, make just like a little loop. And then I'm gonna start feeding it through. So what I'm gonna do is hold that loop here, feed this under, make a bite. Hold this tight. And then back this way. And then I'll pull that tight. I'm gonna keep working my way down. Alright, so I have it all wrapped. Back wrap side, this is the front side. So I got my last loop here, so what I'm going to do is just pull this through. The rest of it through. And cinch it down. Nice and tight. And then what I'm going to do is feed it through this other loop. Alright, let it do that other loop. It's kind of small, kind of tight, but got it. And that will hold it tight for me. And then I'll just adjust. Chill out out there. Lastly, I'll cut this and I'll burn the end, but that's it. Now it's all set, ready to rock and roll. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave comments down below if you have any questions.